What's happening, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to Where with the Mess, where we talk about love in a black man's view, life with meaning and purpose, and fitness with the intent of performance. I'm your host, Weather Charles the Godfather, and I'm gonna let some people come on in right before we start. It's been a while. I had a death in the family that really took a big toll on me. And I thank you all for your patience. We're back, we're live, and even better than ever. Our website's gonna come out pretty much soon. Give it a few more days, possibly to the end of this weekend, as well as the podcasts are out. So you could check us out on Podbean, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora. So we're on every major platform for podcasting at this moment. We're well with the mess. So tune into that. This category, we're going to finish off the difficulties of co-parenting. Today is going to be being an accountable parent. And what does that mean, and why is it important? And not only why is it important, but how does that establish a good ground or relationship between you and either your co-parent or the person that you're in a relationship with. And this can go any way, even if you're single or you are actually a parent within that avenue. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. It's good to see you guys. Good to have y'all faces back. It's 6 o'clock. I moved it back an hour, so when people come in, they're either getting off of work or they'll check this back on the podcast. So the difficulties of co-parenting, a portion of that is being an accountable parent. Now, what does that mean? That means, one, being present, of course. And being present doesn't just mean like, oh, you're just there. Because anybody could be there. Anybody could be there. Teacher could be there. Coach could be there. Grandma, granddaughter, brothers, sisters, anybody can be there. But it's who's actually active and engaging and being involved for the betterment of not only the child, but for your life as well. Being an accountable parent is one of those things where you got to think outside the box. It's no longer about, oh, I did this and I did this. It's how can I always better the situation and make sure that, my kid is good, and not only my kid, but the other parent is good. And that's really the difficulty about it, is how can you be accountable for the other parent? When you sometimes see that other parent fall short of your expectations or fall short of the reality for your child, it takes a toll on you, right? You don't want like your child to see that other parent and be like, dang, daddy sucks, or dang, mama didn't do that. You don't want that for your child. You don't want despair for them or any like quote unquote buyer's remorse to the other parent. And whenever you get that, you got to come up with another way to boost their spirit, boost their soul, build a team camaraderie within them. Like, oh, yeah, they had the X, Y, and Z, but they were here, right? They were active. They did this with us. It just fell short. Everybody makes mistakes. And sometimes being a parent, we kind of put charge on only us, and we're selfish in that need, where we don't give credit to the other person, right? And we do need to give credit to the other person, no matter what. You treat people how you want to be treated, and that goes with being accountable. Yes, you do have to hold the other person to a higher standard, but you want to make sure that that person understands the level of consistency that you need them to be at. I am a high grade guy. I got big standards, right? I got big standards. I'm real quiet about the things I do, and I do a lot of great things. And then, all right, so this is personal. The mother of my child, she's a great person. but she's not like me whatsoever. Now, the way that she's accountable and the way that I'm accountable are two different things, except we both love our son and we'll do anything for him, and we hold each other to that high degree. So if I say, hey, look, little man has an event over here, we actually gonna be playing some football and running some drills. You know, he loves to see you and he loves to show out for you. I want you to be there at least and, you know, engage with what's going on. She will come there, right? You know, get the leg walking, right? And she'll sit and she'll watch. Her way of parenting, her way of being accountable is showing that she is there. She doesn't really do the, okay, I'm up front and center. She's an introvert. So he gets both worlds. He gets an extrovert in his dad and an introvert in his mom, and see that dynamic. Now, if she has to engage, she will engage. And she will do that for the socialism aspect for our son. That is being accountable. That is stepping up to the plate. That is teaching him that even though we're separate, we are together, right? We're cohesive. I'm letting her know, hey, look, this is the game, and you got to play it. And if she plays the game the right way, then it's nothing but a dream. We're all winners in this avenue. Now, there are times where, you know, she would say, hey, look, I'm doing this. And I will come up to the plate and I will strike the heck out. I will fail completely, you know. I mean, there were times, it was one time on his birthday. It was his first birthday. I remember this. It was his first birthday. And she just wanted me to be there. Of course, I shared the day with her. You know, that was my day to have him, so I shared the day with her. And it was just one of those things where I just kept on dropping the ball. He wanted to be with his mom, but I wanted to be with him, and I was hogging him. I was pulling him from her. And I was just like, bro, you're causing disparity within this whole entire room. People can see this, they can feel this. Not only that, but he's not happy. So if he's not happy, we're not happy, and you're not going to be happy because you're supposed to be sharing it. So there was that 30 minutes of me being a horrible dad, right? And I'm just say that I was just a horrible dad for those 30 first full minutes. And everything else was all a dream because, you know, we pulled each other. She pulled me aside. She talked to me like, hey, man, what's going on? I was like, well, I really didn't appreciate this. But she said, listen, I want to spend this time here with my family and do this with him. And this was the game plan. It's his birthday. Can we do this? And we found out a plan to make sure that we made that special for him. Because being an accountable parent doesn't mean it's about you. It means it's about everybody that's involved, even the child. Because the child is the person who's going to be impacted by the things that you do. Not you, per se, but the child would be. And you don't want your child to watch you grow up being a prick. Watch you grow up being too selfish. Watch you grow up being too prideful. You want to have a little bit of a give. Like you tug and give. You tug at things that are positive and you give away things that are negative. But you also want to at least bring in the importance of the negativity. So if I'm going to be selfish, I'm going to teach you how to be selfish. And that selfishness, I'll teach you about confidence, right? You need to make sure that you show and exemplify these traits when you're in a room with other constituents. You give them the pressure, you give them butterflies. And when you want to be in a different situation where you have to, you know, tug, we're going to teach you how to be vulnerable, how to be humble. And this is how you do it. Because not only are you raising a reflection of yourself, but you're raising the next generation that's coming up. And for me, in my opinion, I don't want my child, or I don't want our child, because that's her kid too. I don't want our child to grow up not knowing who he is, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. It is LGBTQ month, so we'll have a show on that because I really need some info and background knowledge. So I need everybody to tune in and just comment below. But when it comes to this, his identification is watching us. And being an accountable parent is making sure that your child is seeing what it is to be a better version of themselves and who they don't want to be. And that's how you normally find yourself. So again, within that, being accountable parents, holding the other partner to a higher degree, a higher standard, and setting some boundaries. There are some boundaries when it becomes to being an accountable parent. Like, you just sometimes gotta put your phone down. Yeah, I said it. The click clack, your TikToks, your oh my gosh, I hope he likes me. You gotta put that down and give that time to your son or daughter. You know, you got to be able to teach them outside of what they're learning in school and still be able to bring that back to them. Like, do you read at home? Do they read books? Do you read a chapter a day? Are you engaging in science activities where they're learning? Are they thinking higher? Are you walking them out in the rain and teaching them about puddles and body mass? Are you pointing out animals and their origins? These are things that being an accountable parent is needed for. When you were younger, you wish your parents did X, Y, and Z. So when you have a kid and you have another partner, you would want to do X, Y, and Z different from what your parents did, because you're a better version of what your parents had made you out to be. My parents didn't do nothing. I wasn't allowed to do nothing. I'm Haitian. We wasn't allowed to do nothing. I wasn't even allowed to have friends. I wasn't even allowed to have friends over. My son, he'll have that opportunity to have friends over. He'll have the opportunity to go out and hang out with his friends. I mean, after he's done with his homework, let's get that right. And after he's able to read a chapter of a book and say, Dad, I finished this, I did this chore, can I boom, boom, boom? Because it's one thing for you just to do something, be like, all right, I'm gonna go do this next. No, I need to make sure that you are preparing yourself for the next activity and so forth. I'm not just teaching you how to be a follower, but I'm gonna teach you how to be a leader and lead by example. I got this done, Dad, I ain't got nothing else to do. I'm gonna go ahead and go out. Period. Go with me. Right? So being accountable is not only being accountable to your other parent or your child, but now it's time to be accountable for yourself. Right? And what does that mean to be accountable for yourself? Being accountable for yourself is getting off your ass. Real talk, step it up. Real talk, it really is. Get off your ass, do something. What has made you better than what you were before? What are you still complaining about? What are you going to stop complaining about? What are you going to start doing, right? That's what being accountable is for yourself. Am I still going out every week doing the same thing, wasting $50 to $100 at the bar or the club? Am I still doing that on a daily basis? Am I not setting myself up for success by, contributing to investments, by, learning a new skill or a trade, by getting a different license? What else am I doing? What am I not trying to learn or trying to do to improve who I am? Is it just me, taking pictures and doing that one leg thing that girls like? You got to do something else in your life to set yourself apart. And once you set yourself apart, you're more accountable to yourself. Do I have these leadership skills that I need for me? Am I not engaging in community service? Am I not being an activist? If you need different tools under your belt, right? And these are life skills. If you need different tools under your belt, what are you doing to obtain those? And then look at what you're doing currently. I'm sitting down on my butt, wasting time. I'm playing video games. I'm being stagnant. In my opinion, in my life, I haven't been a stagnant person. I'm always jumping into something. I always want to engage with somebody. I always trying to network. Why? Because I have different tools in my avenues to reach. I started this platform to talk about relationships, right? And now I'm here talking about parenting. So these are different avenues that I touch and I can teach upon and I'm an expert at because I touch it. This is something that I thought outside the box and made me a leader on. What are you leading in your life? What are you trying to make sure that you're passionate about and you're doing your passions? How are you setting yourself apart from the rest of everybody else? I have a lot of friends. I mean, at least, I think I have a lot of friends, right? I have a lot of friends. I don't call my friends. I don't hang with my friends. It's not something that I do because they aren't waking up every day being me, right? You got to dare to be different, and that's how you be accountable for yourself. You got to be who you are internally, and that's not, I need some time for myself. That's not that. It's really putting yourself in a position to separate from socializing. Okay, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna get my education right. That way I can get a job. Okay, what things that this job requires? What group does this job has? Who are these people? Currently, I'm finishing up my master's degree. I got one more semester, so I'll be graduating December 2021. And one of the groups that are part of the master's program are torchbearers. I've never heard about them, but these are active members. They have about 350 members across the state and across the world. These people do phenomenal things. Phenomenal. Some are independent, nonprofit, for-profit. They do volunteerism. They build you up, and they have a great network. How are you going to be involved? How are you getting yourself out there to do those type of things and be a part of that group? That way, when you get that call, hey, I thought you was at this place. Are you able to get me inside? Yeah, most definitely. We'll do that. Torchbearers 5, high five. And boom, now you're in the best position that you are in your life just because you said, I want to be different. And that's how you be accountable for yourself. So not only are you accountable to the person you're in a relationship with or the person you have to, live your life with plus the longevity of your life because you have a kid with, but you're accountable to your kid. You're accountable to yourself. These are 3 different avenues that you have to be accountable for. And that's what it means of being an accountable parent. You don't have to have a kid to be accountable. You can have a dog. Do you play with your dog? Do you walk your dog for an hour a day? Do you give your dog a bath? You can have a car and still be accountable. Do you rotate your tires? Do you get your oil changed? You can have, I don't know. You can have teeth. Do you brush your teeth every day? Do you floss? Do you use mouthwash? Being a accountable parent is just doing those things that separate you from other people. And not only separates you from other people, but doing the things that are necessary to uplift that other person that you deal with. Not including, but not limited to, building a life for your child who sees you grow up into the person that you are today. And I really do thank y'all. That's what I have on being accountable. I'm not gonna go around in circles, but that's what I have on being accountable. And if you have problems being accountable, hit me up, man. I have networks. I have a great connection. I have a great, personality. Just hit me up, and I can teach you how to be accountable. Or I'm not gonna hold your hand. Let's not say that. I'm not gonna hold your hand, but I'll hold you to that higher standard where you need to get off your ass, right, and do something to better yourself and better your life. And I want to see that. I want to see you happy. I want to see you be the person that you are and the best you ever. So again, we'll wrap this up. Being an accountable parent is tough because you got to think outside the box and inside the box for the people that you influence and that you deal with. Yourself, your child, and the other person that is there with you in life. You don't have to be an accountable parent to be accountable. You just have to make sure that you're doing the right things. And sometimes not even at the right times, just doing the right things and holding yourself to a higher integrity. And once you're able to do that, you'll build a catalyst in your life and you'll see mountains move. You'll see things come together for you. You can chase your passions without any fears. And, life will just be a dream. On top of that version there, go ahead, check me out on the podcast. I'm on Podbeans, all different apps. I'm on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, anything that you want. Tune in. I'm on Alexa. If you have an Alexa, say Alexa. No, she over there light up. I'm on Alexa. If you want to listen to podcasts on her, anything that you want, follow me on Instagram at Weatherly Charles the Godfather. You know who it is. You know what it is. Just remember, we got one more show. I'm gonna post that out on Friday. So that'll be the last one. This will all be on a podcast, and then we'll come up with the next series, and I'll have that tuned in for you on Friday. But you know what it is: one finger, one pinky, one thumb, nothing but love.